Matthew Priester, Laquan Allah, and Bill Biggz, in that order. I am all of them. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. When I sign my checks, I sign my government name. When I'm building with the gods, they know to call me Laquan. If I'm doing music, I take on the mantra Bill Biggz. It's that simple. I'm from 11575, exit 21. For y'all who don't know, that's Roosevelt, Long Island, Lord's Island, New York. Roosevelt is a small town. You can walk from one end of Roosevelt to the other end of Roosevelt in 45 minutes. And that's in either direction, north, south, east, west. It's a really small town. Everybody know each other. I lived a lot of places, you know. That's why I put the name Universal at the end of my name, because I lived a lot of places. I lived DC, I lived Baltimore, I lived VA, I'm in NC now. And I'm just a dude that like to travel, so, you know, I've always been able to go anywhere and get along with the neighborhood, you know what I mean? Because I'm bringing that knowledge of self when I come, regardless to whom or what. So I'm going to carry myself in a certain manner. And you either gonna love me or you ain't gonna like me, and that's just how it's gonna go down. How did I start making music? Well, this is around the year that Leaders of the New School came out, and you know, I was real close with Buster. I was living with him at the time. This is before they got the deal. And you know, he used to always try to get me to go out to the tunnel and try to go to these places, but I was so busy in the street that I really had no interest in rhyming on no mics or being in no studio for no long periods of time. Little did I know that it would become my passion later, but at that particular time, I really didn't care for, I love listening to music, I love watching other cats do it, but it really wasn't in you know, my motivation. It's not something I had to go do. But needless to say, you know, I was homeless at the time, so I was going through a couple of different situations. And that's what happened with me, is that I had to go through the trials and tribulations to know how to come out right and exact. And then Buster, you know, brought me into his home and let me live at his house. And that's when my life started to, you know, get itself back in order, so to speak. And so I just seen how passionate he was about the music and writing rhymes and beats and so needless to say, he kind of gave me the bug, and then as I got older and moved around, I ended up living with his first cousin Milo, which is the DJ in Leaders and also an artist in Leaders and also my partner in the group THC. I lived with him, and he's the one who actually showed me how to make beats. But let me tell you something, and I gotta add this, he ain't give it to me right away. Like, I lived with him and I couldn't touch his equipment. That was a no-no, and you know what I mean? So it wasn't until I got my own equipment that he taught me how to use it, because he had it all the time, but he wasn't giving that jewel up. My uncle had passed away, and my father had some equipment in the basement of the house, and it was collecting dust, and he eventually gave it to me. And it was an EPS 16 with all the disc and a bunch of modules. And Milo taught me how to make beats on that. I remember vividly, you know, he taught me start with the hi-hat and work around that. And when he's already an established artist and you look up to him as that being an established artist, when you make a beat, you can't wait for him to hear it, because you just want validation that you can make dope beats. And so that was my thing for a long time. It's just, yo, is this beat hot? Is this beat hot? This beat hot? To the point where I had a catalog of beats, you know. And I started off with no sampling. I would just make beats with the sounds that I had. And then I eventually moved to Brentwood, where I came into contact with my brother Sonny Blitz. And we actually battled each other. And after we battled each other, I was so impressed with his skills. I was like, yo, come on, fam, you gotta come with me. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you got planned in life, you with me from now on. And this is over 20-something years ago, and we still rock together. Like, that's my bro. But anyway, I had, from Brentwood, I moved to Bellport, and I was working at the outlet, and he was staying with me, and we would take shifts making beats. I would come home from work, and that was my time to make beats. When I wasn't there, he would be making beats. When he wasn't there, I would be making beats, and we start collecting, and then we would actually work and go get shit, and then pawn it to get studio equipment. So this is like, and this is after knowing that, you know, going to studio sessions, and you go to, back then, if you were going to a studio session, you were paying at least $200-300 an hour for the engineer to do everything. And a lot of times they don't tell you how to do a studio session. So as a youngin', we used to go into the studio sessions and waste money because they're gonna keep you right down to the dime and dollar. And you talking about $200 an hour and you go in there to make your beat. You ain't already coming prepared. Oh man, you about to lose. Your album is about to flop before it even come out. And this is this process back then. So after the first couple of times we got wise, and then we realized, yo, let's get all of this shit organized so when we go in there, we all gotta do is record and lay these shits down and get in and out. And that, you know, all that hanging out and smoking weed at the, you know, that's cool if that's what you need, but we used to do that shit before we got there. So when we got there, we could just focus on the job at hand. So, you know, after going through that process, I got tired of paying niggas and was like, yo, I'm spending all this money, let me buy this equipment and learn this shit myself. And, you know, that's what knowledge of self teaches you, is it teaches you how to go be a go-getter, how to get this shit on your own. Ain't nothing under the sun you can't learn. So, you know, we took that jewel and we ran with it. You know what I mean? And this was years ago. I've always had equipment since then. Some way to record, some way to make beats. Always. If it wasn't a MV8000 or the EPS 16, it was the Roland TR-808 or whatever piece of equipment, a Casio, whatever I had, I used to make it work. Then, if I didn't have that, I would go to Reason and Fruity Loops. I done used it all. Each of them have their own sound, their own quality, but what that taught me in the long run is that you put me on anything, I'm going to be able to use it. So, I got the knowledge of the software.